What up, sunshine? It is Thursday, December, I think 30th. I think. Hope everything's going well. This week has been pretty uneventful. Not a lot of new stuff is happening. If you can hear scratching in the background, that's Giles pooping. He does this weird thing where, like, he poops and just plops it right down on top of the litter, and then spends the next 10 minutes cleaning his paws on the side. And then it stinks in the apartment really bad, and then I go look at it, and he 10 minutes in there, he's scratching, doesn't once cover up his poop. He just leaves it there, and then spends 10 minutes cleaning his paws. And it's like, dude, you're missing the whole point of what you're supposed to do. I thought, like, you're supposed to be DNA trained to do that. And what's weird is he used to do that. You know, he used to cover up his poop, no problem. Something about Florida that he's just like, I don't want to do it. I'm done covering my... Oh, good Lord, it stinks. Be happy that they haven't invented, like, smell-o-vision yet. Because, woo! Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Now that Kelsey's pregnant and her nose is going crazy and smells everything, I've been in charge of cleaning the litter every single day, which I pretty much already did that before, but then there'd be the occasional, like, Kelsey, you want to clean the litter? And she'd be like, okay. And I was like, yes, one day where I don't have to smell like poo. But for the next, like, 8 months, I will be cleaning the litter, which sucks. The other thing that sucks about our cats is we have to get them declawed, which... It sucks because Dean doesn't need to get declawed. He's totally fine. But Giles, he'll do this thing when you walk by. When he wants your attention, he'll just scratch your leg. He's done it for a really long time. Sometimes he doesn't do it, but then it'll go back and he'll do it every day, and then he won't do it and he'll do it every day. I think a lot of it is him acting out when he doesn't get all the attention he needs, which I imagine will get even worse once we have a kid. But we don't want to give up our cats because they're very important to us and they feel like part of the family already. So we're going to declaw them, which is really sad. And I know some people are really against it. And, I am too, in a way, because it sucks. That's part of who they are. But the reason you have to do it with Dean also is because you can't have one with just paws and then one with claws because they wrestle and they fight each other and it's not fair. I think it's going to be sadly humorous once they first get back from without their stuff, because they rip through this apartment when they're, like, fighting each other, because they'll, like, turn the corner super sharp and you can hear their claws just like digging through. So I think when they come back with no claws, they'll try to rip through the apartment and then be like, "Wah!" and then slip on the carpet, which is that takes a lot of practice, or not practice, I guess. Sorry, what was I talking about? I was talking about something before Giles interrupted me by pooping. I don't know, but this has been a pretty uneventful week. Kelsey's morning sickness, it lasts all day with her for the most part. It goes up and down. Taco Bell makes her feel better, and Chinese food makes her feel better so far. Well, the smell of Chinese food makes her feel better so far. But yeah, the best, time we had was when she had Taco Bell, and then she was like, I'm good to go, and then we actually went out, did some errands and stuff like that, and she was pretty fine for a while. Hanging out at Babies R Us, that was pretty weird because, like, I've been there before, and we used to just kind of walk around and look and be like, oh, that's cute, but now, like, you look at it in a different light. You look at it like, oh, this is cute and it's reasonable and, like, it's cost efficient. And we would need this, because we used to just look at outfits. But now, I'm sorry if I keep distracting you, but I just shaved, and I have very sensitive skin, so it's burny right now, and it feels better to touch it a lot. Yeah, I went to Babies R Us. That was pretty weird. Pretty cool. Pretty weird. This is my last post of 2010. not post, but video of 2010. It's been a pretty good year. It's been weird to look back because we kind of, Kelsey and I keep thinking like every year is more and more crazy or epic or awesome or just crazier than the last year, and this year was pretty big. Last year was a pretty big year because we started out with the musical, and then we got engaged, and then we got married, and then we went to LA, and we thought like, oh man, that's crazy, but then this year, we lived in Las Vegas, which, we moved to Florida, found out we're having a baby, so 2010 wasn't as much stuff, but it was still, pretty big life-changing events that happened in 2010. So 2011 will be, I'm sure, something we always remember because that's the year that we had our kid. I saw the glasses with 2011. It looks lame because they just made the ones really fat. So it's like 20, a fat one. So they could put the glasses in. Doesn't have the same effect of like the double O's, but what are you gonna do? And then we get to 2012 eventually, which could be the last year of the Earth. Look, I'm not saying I believe in the 2012 prophecy. I'm not saying the world's gonna come to an end. All I'm saying, and this is exactly how I feel about aliens too. Okay, I'm not saying they exist. I'm not saying people get abducted, that we've been visited for, thousands of years. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is there's a lot of stuff that points to something happening on 2012. It's not just a Mayan prophecy. There's an ancient text in Chinese which calculates, something to do with the world. Now, people often misconstrue this. They always say that it's like the end of the world or the world's coming to an end in 2012. But that's actually not really what it means. And that's not even what it means in the Mayan prophecy. What it really means is it's the end of this cycle. Now, a cycle could be the end of the world, or it could just be something totally different happens that 100% changes the way of life. Like, for example, if aliens came down, and we discovered alien life on December 22nd or whatever, 2012, that would forever change life. So that would begin the new cycle. Or if, like, Jesus came back, or if, and it really could be anything. It's kind of like in Alias when they find, the Rambaldi heart. But remember, everyone thought it was this other big event, and they came and found it, and nothing happened, and they were like, well, I guess nothing happened, but then the countdown clicked, and then that's when Sloane found, I think, the heart, or read the piece of paper or something, thus marking the new thing. So I'm not saying the world's going to come to an end. I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff out there. And there's a lot of scientific stuff that talk about different phases of the world, like magnetic pull and all that stuff, that's slowly changing, and it could change around the winter solstice of 2012. So 2012 could be an interesting year. 2013 could be a crazy year because things could be totally new. Who knows? I'm excited to see what happens. But hopefully the world doesn't end because I'd like to grow up with my kids. So, all right. Well, that's my last video of 2010 in which I talk crazy stuff, but nothing new. Well, hope you have a wonderful New Year's Eve. Or New Year's, I guess. I always think New Year's Eve is the holiday. I always forget. That's not New Year's Eve. It's the 1st. That's a holiday. And I get paid time and a half. And that's okay with me. So, have a fun New Year's Eve and New Year's. Sad we won't be there this year to celebrate with cold fireworks. The fireworks weren't cold. It was cold outside. And then we played with fireworks and board games and stuff. But have fun. And I'll see you on Monday in 2011.